I guess we wait until people show up. Let's see, can I do this? And then do that. And then... Hey, looks like there's some people here. How's it going? You know what? Let's screw it. Let's just start it. I mean, the whole thing is just, one of those things. But hey, how's it going? Ricky, first again. Good to see you. And Ted, yes, hi. How's it going? Let's see. Wraith says it's cool even if you're going to show off your Xmas haul tonight. Yes. Wraith. Right now. Anyway, how's it going? Sorry I'm late. But we'll get into that. Man, it's cold in here. It's good right now. I'm just here wizarding around Hogwarts. Oh yeah, you doing the Hogwarts thing? Is it fun? Is it good? Ricky, I have a couple things to show you. I mean, they're not that big of a deal, but a couple of things. I think I mentioned that there was a sale on vape stuff. I thought I did. I thought I posted it. Maybe I didn't because things were crazy. Let me see. Did I actually post that? Yes, I did. Well, the stuff came in, and I want to show you what I got. First up, it's the Saga. It's a, what do you call this? Series. It's a series mod. So there's no electronics. It's just series. 2 batteries, hit the button, goes. And then I also got this purple guy. It's kind of cool. With and I actually decided I'm gonna do the green. So it's kind of almost a jokery kind of thing. But yeah. So couple of guys. Yeah. If you like Harry Potter and fun combat open world with a decent amount of side quests. Okay. Reminds you of Fallout? Yeah, this sucker is powerful. Like it's like 120 watts. Like whoo, it's crazy. But yeah. Since people are still trickling in, I won't go too far into the there's not a whole lot of loot. I'm just going to be honest with you. There's not a whole lot of loot from Christmas. Because here's the thing. You just don't need it. When you get to be my age, you don't need a bunch of gifts. And most of the stuff that you're going to get, you get for yourself. So that's it. All I wanted for Christmas was an Order 42 stream the day after Boxing Day. The letter I sent Santa was very specific, and here we are. Thanks, Santa. Welcome, Bucho. Good to see you. But basically the deal is we've got some family things going on. A member of our family is not doing well, and so we're dealing with that. And we thought the news that we got earlier today was going to be was pretty bad. So I kind of basically put everything on hold because I wasn't sure what today was going to be. You know what I mean? Luckily, things don't seem to be as dire. So we go forward. So it's basically, Look, I'm old. I'm getting old, and members of my family are getting older. You know, they're older than me. So that's basically what we're dealing with. So it's just a thing, you know, it's part of the deal. Part of the deal. But look, let's get into some Christmas stuff. And please, don't let me stop you. If you got some stuff, Christmas loot, bring it. I want to know about it. Let's talk about it. Let's let's do the thing. I hope everyone had a great Christmas. I am surprised with the amount of good food that I was able to stay at my fighting weight. Of course, the sport is sumo. John Michael. Hello, sir. Good to see you. And yes, yeah. There is hope, but I mean it's one of those things, man. It's part of the deal. So we plow forward, you know? We do the thing. But look, first off is something that if you were here last week, you might have seen this. Bilious Chaser. I don't know if that's not his name. Anyway, Billy. Bilious is not his name, is what I'm trying to say. Suggested that I buy this book off of Amazon because it was like super cheap. It's 175 Bilious Chaserus. Yes. You got a rock? Seventh, you got a rock? Well, that's a shame. I'm sure you earned you needed more than that. You needed more than that. But I want to show you this book. It was like $175 originally, and it was on sale for under $40. I think I got it for $38 or something like that. $37.99, something like that. Yeah. It's nuts. And it's heavy. And I put a picture on Discord, and people were like, well, how big is that banana? Can't tell. And then, other things were said. Yes. This is huge. It is a very, very heavy book. So yes, The Art of Phil Tippett and Tippett Studio. Mad Dreams and Monsters. Now, what's cool about it, this was the little thing that was on the back. And it shows kind of what you're getting. Yeah, you see that? US 175. So, yeah, Phil Tippett is a genius. And his movies, I mean, look, I mean, seriously. You got Star Wars, you got Empire, you got RoboCop, you got Jurassic Park, you got Starship Troopers, you got whatever that is. I don't even know what that is, but it's freaking cool looking. Yeah. And it comes in this really cool acrylic. This is really hard to do because it's very heavy. But that cool acrylic thing, that's just neat, man. That's really, really cool. Oh, I'm guessing that's from RoboCop 2. RoboCop 2, right? It says APC Lewis's POV of Monster. Right? Anyway, Mad Dreams and Monsters. And again, oh yeah. It is, dude, it's a tome. This thing is heavy. Heavy. And not like Back to the Future heavy, you know what I mean? But yeah. So I mean, the artwork is gorgeous. And I'm going to have a good time going through this. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. It's freaking, I mean, you can see it's huge, and I should have waited. Because this book is like crazy freaking, what is that from? A rejected design. Oh, Seventh, you were talking about You're talking about Howard the Duck, right? Here are some rejected designs for the Overlord in Howard the Duck. Am I late? TL, no, I'm late. I was late coming on. But there you go. Cool stuff. Cool stuff, man. But I don't know. This is going to be really fun to go through. Very cool. I don't know if you could hear that. Boom. But yeah. Wow. It is bigger than a banana. It really is. So let me get caught up here. Did Santa overhear you singing I Want to Rock and misunderstand that as a request? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it, 7th. You need to be you need to be very, very specific when you're talking to Santa Claus. Okay? It's just the way it goes. I'll move all that out of the way. I knew it wouldn't take you long to get that Tippett book. Yeah. Yeah. And I was actually kind of scared because it became like monsoon here. It was like, seriously, it was raining like crazy. And the book was supposed to come Christmas Eve. And it was raining. It was supposed to be raining all night. And we got, I don't know how many inches of rain, but we got a ton. So I was worried because I was like, I don't want it to be sitting there. So we actually, luckily, right as we were about to leave, Amazon pulled up and gave it to me. And I'm like, oh God. And what was really nice is that it came in I've already gotten rid of it, but it was boxed in a box. And the box came from, I guess, the printer. And so it was very, very nicely packed in there. So you probably could have thrown the thing and had it bounce and stuff, and it probably wouldn't have taken any damage. It was very, very nicely packed. But that came from the printer, not from Amazon. Anyway, yeah, awesome. So, yeah. I've worked all Christmas, so we didn't really do anything. Ted, I'm sorry to hear that. But you know what? Hopefully, you get you got a little Christmas joy there. Holiday fun. I don't know. It is bigger than a banana, sure. The things I want you can't buy at a store, but I'll get them eventually. But in terms of material things, I got $50 and a Samsonite carry-on luggage for my next trip. Oh yeah, Wraith, where are you going? Where are you going on that trip? Hope you have a nice trip there. Straighter than a banana. Yes. Some of this could be taken out of context. I need to be careful about what I say. But yes, it's just me and my son, and he's working age now, was intending to build me a computer for my AtGames pinball so I can play virtual pinball tables on it, but the power supply he wanted is on back order. Well, okay. I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes. Dude, I mean, seriously, I don't know where I'm going to put it because I think it's too big. Is it too big? Oh my God. Yeah, it's too big to fit. It won't even fit in my bookcase. It's too big for my bookcase. And those are like 12 inches across. So I don't know. Am I going to have to build a new bookcase for my huge tomes? Huge. Big fat nothing in the tree for moisture. Of course, that's the way it was from 2009 to 2021 anyway, so used to it. Well, I mean, what you're seeing is gifts that I got myself. You know, my new mods that were part of a Black Friday sale, and it took forever to get here. Forever. It didn't take forever. Come on, Rob. Enough of the hyperbole. No, it didn't take forever. But yeah, this book about myself, and then this, which came in today, another part of my Christmas. The Man in the Iron Mask from Shout Select on 4K. I love this movie, and I won't hear a bad word about it. It's a good one, and it's a 2-disc. You can see, it's got interviews with producer, with production designer, audio commentary with Randall Wallace, who also wrote Braveheart, by the way, and then the screenplay. Anyway, Yeah, Myth and the Musketeers featurette, a director's take featurette, original behind the scenes featurette, and then you've got the commentary. Uh, oh wait, oh the commentary's on the 4K as well. But look, man, I haven't even popped this in yet. It came in not very long ago, like an hour ago. So I haven't been able to actually dig into this. But yeah, that's what I got, and of course Christmas cheer and all that stuff. So what we did, let's see. Oh, let me get caught up again. Let's see. I got the lawnmower from Manscaped and all of the accoutrement. Awesome product, awesome commercials. Well, there you go. Good job, John Michael. You got to keep everything trimmed. You know, you got to keep it trimmed. It's what they say. Do I get any kickback for mentioning Manscaped on my stream? Is that how that works? Manscaped, hit me up. I mean, look at this. I can't do it all. Anyway. Do you know what time you'll be streaming next, Wraith? If so, I will slot it into my schedule. Like the wind. Did you see that from Bucho, Wraith? Probably midnight, 1 a.m. There you go. Which is approximately 4 hours and 15 minutes from now. 4 hours to 5 hours. Hope all is well with you, Squiggles. Thank you. I appreciate it. Again, I didn't mean to like worry anybody or anything like that. It's just that, you know, with the aging family that I have, there have been some issues and we're dealing with those. And yeah. So yeah, it's just going to be a thing. And I will thank you and hope that you guys know that I always want to stream, but if things don't allow me to, that's just the way it goes, you know? But the thing is, you know, that family comes first and we were worried. So yeah. Anyway, autocorrect changed moi to moisture. Damn iPhone or damn phone. Well, maybe it is an iPhone. I don't know. Android phone. It's probably Android, right? You look. I don't want to presume, but you seem like an Android guy to me. You know. And Ricky, would you say? Yeah, if you take the time to learn each spell and put ones you like in the quick access, then you can do some badass wizarding cosmos. Well, yeah. Look at you. Look at you at Hogwarts, learning with the best of them. There you go. Let's see. Another bright side about that book, you can use it as a shield if someone tries something. Exactly. If I can hold it up. Dude, I'm telling you, man, that thing is huge. Getting better at the time zone math? Yes. Coffee table book. It's in the name, man. I mean, yes. But I don't have... Number one, I don't drink coffee. And I don't have a coffee table. And I'm looking through some of the pictures there. I'm not sure if that's something I want to keep, you know, for the public. The public. Like I just got people coming in and out of here, you know, all day long. No. I don't know. It's different. Reinforce the floor beneath it before you place the plinth. A large stone plinth. Does he have a steel mask or plastic one? Did I miss something? I think I might have. And Oscar, welcome. I didn't even see you there. I mean, I'm still getting caught up, but you know, that's what happens when I get talking. Wraith is huge in New Zealand. Is he now? That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Family over everything. We will still be here. Thank you, Squiggles. I appreciate you saying that. And again, it's more of a... I don't know. I might have overreacted. That's probably what it is. I overreacted. And I didn't spend... I was kind of in a funk. And was thinking, I don't know. And then I was thinking, okay, I might have to leave. I just didn't know what today was going to bring. And luckily things were okay. So, You saw Aquaman 2 today. TL. How was it? I mean, you say it's all right. This is what I've heard about Aquaman 2. If you like the first one, there's a good chance you'll like the second one. But then there's a lot of people that saw the first one, liked it, and then watched the second one and they didn't like it. So I hear that when it goes cheesy in points. And again, I don't know. I haven't seen it myself. But for the most part, it was like, I didn't really care about the first one. So I wasn't, just use the book as a coffee table. Well, I mean, there you go. 7 minutes of screen time. Well, I still have a step ladder that you can read. Exactly, John Michael, exactly. Used to have that and this is Seventh saying this, by the way. Seventh said, used to have that massive Art of Star Trek book from the 90s, kept it on my center table in the living room because it didn't fit anywhere else either. I have 2 other books, which I can't grab because there's stuff on top of them. But it's the Star Wars archives. And they're not as tall, but they're almost as tall. Like they're wide. You know what I mean? But tall, they fit in my bookcase. But they almost don't because they're so big. And those are some big tomes. I haven't read those either yet. They're on the list. What can I say? But, it's good stuff. Aquaman 2 is kind of weird for me. I like it, but it seems kind of out of place in the DCEU. Well, that's the weird thing about it, though, right? Is that once they learned, they did reshoots and stuff, right? So it was kind of like, once they learned that DCEU was no longer going to be a thing, they just said, okay, well, let's just make this its own thing. And so it feels a little removed from the DCEU, and it's just Aquaman 2. It's just like almost a separate thing, which honestly, man, I mean, I guess that's the best way to do it. It might have been the best way to go, but at the same time, I think some people were kind of expecting things to get wrapped up a little bit, the DCEU, and apparently that wasn't the case. So yeah, it's a weird one. Like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of the first one myself. I found it meh, just very meh to me. My wife liked it, but I suspect that it might be because of Jason Momoa. I mean, that's just the way it goes. Yeah. I haven't seen Aquaman 2 Furious yet, but as a Tim Morrison completionist, I must watch it eventually. I mean, that is absolutely a reason to watch it, from what I hear. You liked Amber Heard in Aquaman 1 so hot? She always kind of struck me as a little dangerous, you know what I mean? That whole thing. Don't stick your in crazy, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? That's kind of that's just the vibe I got when I first saw her in Pineapple Express. I thought, nah, she's kind of cute, but seems a little, I mean, yes, I can tether to the book for safety if there's a tornado warning. That's true. And there was that one year where I had like 2 tornadoes that were seriously close. Like one about, I'd say, a mile north of me. It went through an intersection like a mile north of me, and then one that was literally in my backyard and did damage to the houses on the street behind me. So it ripped up my fence a little bit. So yeah, that's close. Don't recommend it. If you have the choice to be in a tornado or not, I would recommend you saying, I'm good. I don't need any tornadoes here. Don't need any. But that's just me. Now look, I can't be the only one. I mean, Seventh said he got a rock. There's got to be, and John Michael got Manscaped. # not sponsored. You're telling me nobody else got any kind of cool stuff? Come on, bring it. Let's discuss about the movie that people are talking about, Rebel Moon. I just saw it. Yes? Yes, Wraith? What did you think about Rebel Moon? I mean, I did a review of it. I'm not saying you have to watch the review, but I'm saying I did a review of it. I feel like my thoughts are known. I mean, moi et noir, welcome. Good to see you. You've never seen her act good? I already forgot Rebel Moon. I mean, this is one of those situations where I kind of feel like this whole idea of almost trying to manufacture us, release the Snyder Cut kind of thing by intentionally withholding what even the director says is the superior version seems weird. It seems a little weird to me. Now, I will say this. If you said that you were going to, okay, from a marketing standpoint, it makes perfect sense, right? Release the PG-13 version, right? So everybody rushes out to see the new Zack Snyder movie, or rushes to their TV or computer to watch the new Zack Snyder movie, and then you release the director's cut later. They haven't announced when they're going to release the director's cut, right? The director's cut should be out sometime in the next 2 years, because I saw 2024 and I saw one place say 2025. That's too long. That's way too long. What I would do if I were them is I would say, hey, the director's cuts will come out, I don't know, in 2 weeks. But I wouldn't mention it. Release the PG-13 cut, right? And then almost immediately release the director's cut. Now, part of the reason why they're spacing things out is because they want your money, right? They want that monthly subscription. So of course, they're going to want to space things out, because like it or not, like Zack Snyder or not, like Rebel Moon or not, the guy generates news. He generates excitement, generates hype, and people get hyped up to see his movies. So it makes sense. You would want to leverage that if you're a streamer. You say, okay, well, get them to sign up for this month for Rebel Moon, PG-13, and then next month we'll release the rated R version. That way, people have to sign up for at least 2 months, right? And then maybe if the second part does come out in April, which all signs point to that's when it's going to come out, so then do the same thing. Space them out. But my problem is, why would you basically release something that's basically a commercial for the thing that you really wanted to release in the first place, and have it be so mediocre? Because that's what it is. It's overall, the whole package, to me, it's a mediocre package. Zack Snyder has a mediocre package. No, it's just a mediocre package. The movie as a whole, I think visually it looks amazing. The guy can direct. The guy can film. He can frame shots. It's beautiful looking, but there's no heart in it. I didn't feel anything. Like, I didn't feel anything other than, when's this going to be over? Seriously, how can the thing feel so long? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. So it's just one of those things where it just makes me feel so uninterested in seeing anything else from it. So why would you shoot yourself in the foot by releasing a clearly substandard version? I don't know. And if this is supposedly the start of a franchise for Netflix, right? Because they're going to do a cartoon, right? They're doing a comic. They're doing all kinds of stuff. Yeah, there will be those people that follow Zack Snyder to the ends of the earth, and that's fine. That's great. I am so happy for those people that they get that kind of stuff. I think the weird thing about Zack Snyder is that there's something about him. I just like him. I like him. I don't like a lot of his movies. I like a few of them, but for some reason I like him. And I'm always rooting for him. But I just don't think he's a great writer. And as a storyteller, it's frustrating. What I mean is, as a storyteller, he frustrates the audience, in my opinion, because he's given me all of these visuals that are just gorgeous, but nothing to really latch onto. It ends up being like, a really beautiful looking cupcake that you eat and then you poop out and you don't remember it. That's really what it's like. It's like, wow, I can't believe the artistry that it took to make this. And then you eat it and you go, that tastes awful. And it doesn't really taste, it doesn't taste awful. It just tastes really unremarkable. And then you poop and then you're done and you never think about it again. I want more than that. So yeah, there you go. Sorry. I went off on Rebel Moon a little bit, but it's frustrating. It's frustrating to have somebody so talented. It's almost like somebody needs to, dude, you got to have some character. You got to have some character here. I don't even know who these people are. I want you to join this thing for no money. I want you to join us and fight the bad people. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, really? That's not what I heard about you. Damn it, you're right. I'm in. That's literally what happens in one of the situations. It's crazy. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. Anyway, Phil, welcome, Phil. How's it going? Again, guys, we're talking Rebel Moon right now at the moment. But man, if you got some cool freaking movies or books or whatever you got, cool games, what'd you get? What's the loot? Put it in the chat. I want to talk about it. Okay, let me get caught up. Zagnificent 7. Yes. I didn't hate it, but felt butchered. Oh, but it felt butchered. I didn't hate the edit, but it felt butchered in the edit. Should have done as a limited series. That might have worked. But again, I don't know if more was the answer. I don't know. I guess we'll see when we see this, the director's cut or the extended whatever. And I'll watch it. I will. I'll watch it because, again, I root for Zack Snyder. But man, I just didn't feel anything for the characters. And to me, that's one of those legs, right? You got your story, you got your characters, and you got your technical stuff. The story was fine. Didn't need to be any more complicated than it was. I thought the story was, in fact, I think I said it in my review. I think the first 45 minutes, I was like, okay, this isn't nearly as bad as everybody's saying it is. And then the minutes kept ticking, and it was apparent. I saw that too. I liked it. If you compare it to Star Wars, you won't like it, but on its own does a good job building a new universe. So it's good, but not amazing. Certainly better than Army of the Dead. Absolutely true. I hated Army of the Dead. The first, like the credit sequence was like, okay, cool. And then I just couldn't stand it. They should have released both versions at the same time. And yeah, TL, I agree with you, but they wouldn't have, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense from a marketing standpoint. If you're a streamer and the whole reason that you put things on, anything like this is to get multiple months of revenue from multiple people. Releasing it all at once means that somebody could sign up for 1 month and they get everything. And of course, you might say, well, if they wait, you could do that. Just sign up when it's all said and done. Sign up for 1 month and watch everything. But then there's that FOMO thing, right? And that's the whole thing. Zack Snyder, it's the hype, right? So yeah, I get what you're saying, but they would never do that. It doesn't make sense from a marketing standpoint. Which is interesting versus, releasing it in the theater. I think they could have made a lot of money if they released it in the theater, but they just decided not to. I don't get it. I would have watched it in the theater. I totally would have. That would have looked awesome in the theater. But hey. Yeah, just release the real movie. I mean, yeah. A Waste of Charlie Hunnam. Yeah, I'm not sure how to spell it. I think it's just Hunnam, right? Wow, I'm really behind. Boy, yeah, ooh. Okay, visuals, world building, music, sound, vast potential for more word building. Yes. Didn't do a good job creating chemistry between the cast. It was there, but not enough invest in. One character who was badass, was great, but didn't last long. Yeah. He's the opposite of... wait. I like Snyder too, even when I don't like his movies. I like that he's trying to make something that doesn't feel like it could have been made by anyone else. He's the opposite of cookie cutter. Yeah, I mean, but there is a lot of... There's derivatives, you know? He seems very derivative. Like there were things where it was almost like you could say, oh, this character is supposed to be the whatever character from Star Wars. This character is, okay, a new kind of idea, but she's definitely supposed to be this, right? Like, I mean, come on. It's very similar to Finn, right? In a way, a runaway. I'm talking about Korra, right? Sofia Boutella's character, right? Anyway. We need more. We need movies of the Arkham quadrilogy games. I'd be down. Hello, Rebel Moon. There's a freaking director's cut coming. Why? And why did Charlie Hunnam character have a Northern Irish accent? Bizarre choices in that film. Very bizarre. But here's the thing. We all watched it. So who's laughing now? Nah? Netflix executives. That's who. And thank you, Nightbot, for holding everything down over there, as you always do. Luckily, we have a very, very good community, and you don't have to do a lot of, banning and all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate it, nonetheless. Nightbot, everybody. Wish Nightbot a Merry Christmas, because I didn't get him anything. Just saying, I didn't get Nightbot anything for Christmas, so at least wish him a Merry Christmas. Would you like that? Yeah. He nodded. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway. Snyder's a great director. I guess I'm a Snyder fan, but still Rebel Moon, at least if I remember correctly, it was good but not great. Yeah. I bet you any money the real cut of the movie has the scenes where the cast interacts with each other much more in-depthly. True, but here's the other thing. And this is the other thing that scares me about Zack Snyder. He's very, he tends to dabble, I would say, in the, almost like dude bro edgelord kind of stuff and that kind of thinking. And so is it just going to be nudity for nudity's sake? Is it just going to be extreme violence for violence's sake? If so, I'm interested to see it. Because I want to see what Lucasfilm passed on. Because they heard his idea. And he said, yeah, we're going to have this and we're going to have that. And they were like, whoa, right? That's what happened. So I want to see how far the guy's going to go. But I also am interested to see if it's going to feel weird. Is it going to feel like a 14-year-old that, just touched a boob for the first time and this is the movie? You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, right? I'm not trying to belittle the guy, but he just has that thing. Just like Michael Bay does. Michael Bay has that same sort of kind of... Am I wrong to say that? I don't know. You want to know what I got? Nothing. All right, Ricky. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If I invented autocorrect, anytime someone types, I hate autocorrect, I'd have it change hate to love. See, that's what I love about you, Bucho. That's right. turn that frown upside down. That's you. That's the kind of guy you are. And it's part of the reason why I like having you around. That, and you're very trolly and it's fun. But there you go. I got a book, Best Revenge by Stephen White. What is this? Oh, I just realized I didn't set anything up. Because I was in such a hurry. I was in such a hurry that I just didn't set anything up. Is it that? Yes. Close that. Let's see. Best Revenge. Stephen White. There you go. A riveting new novel of psychological suspense, Stephen White shines a brilliant light on the darkness that hides just beneath the surface of ordinary. The suspense. A new daughter, a wonderful wife, and a prospering career. He has little to complain about, lots of regrets, past cases that won't let him go, patients who don't get better, and a growing unease with keeping secrets. Hey, you never know. It could be great. Is it good? Have you been reading it? Not Gary. Welcome, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. It broke down when they started gathering the team. Just jump from scene to scene. No character building, just tropes. No relationship building between the characters either. Exactly. Yes. It's like, and I just, that whole thing with the, no, I'm not interested. I'm worthless. I'm not worth it. Well, that's not what I heard. I heard you're this. You know what? You're right. I'm joining the team. And then cut to them being on another. It's just like, what? I don't understand. Story-wise, he can be derivative. I'm talking stylistically. Oh, sure, Bucho. No, I get what you're saying. Not something I expect in a space movie. Northern Irish is not supposed to be in a... You will unleash the banhammer on bad folks? Ricky, I think we're okay. If there's nudity for nudity's sake, I want to see it. You know what I mean? You know what I meant? It's like, I want to see how far the guy's going to go. But he also kind of has this very teenager kind of sensibility sometimes in what he chooses to show. And I don't know. Like, for example, how uncomfortable is the scene in Watchmen when the Night Owl and Silk Spectre 2 do their little thing on the ship, right? Hallelujah, anyone. It's uncomfortable because it feels like it's just uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable scene. Here's how uncomfortable it is. I'm watching it by myself and being like, I don't know. And it goes on forever. Why? Do I have the director's cut? I do have the director's cut. I like the director's cut of Watchmen. I didn't ever get the ultimate cut that has the Tales of the Black Freighter like spliced in, because the way that he did his movie, it doesn't belong. I love the Tales of the Black Freighter stuff that's in the comic. And I kind of like it on its own, but I don't think it would... I mean, has anybody seen the ultimate cut? Does it work? Because it feels like it wouldn't work. But anyway. Let's see. You didn't know there was a team? Come on, Pucho. The end of Rebel Moon is basically a carbon copy of the end of Star Wars Episode 3. I can see that. Yeah. Good so far, nearly halfway through. You're talking about the, what is it? The Best Revenge? Cool. It's funny. Okay, I don't know if you guys how much you dabble in the books, okay? I'm a book reader. I read a lot, okay? I read almost every single night. I love my Kindle. I love it. I love it. I just love it to death. And it's because I'm not uncomfortable. Any way that I decide to hold it, I can read, and I have an oasis, so I click the button, right? I love it. And I love the Oasis because it has my previous Paperwhite had the it almost looked like it had like you could see where the individual LEDs were, and it was just distracting, because it was you could see the color banding, not banding, color it wasn't diffused properly, if that makes sense. It wasn't backlit evenly. The Oasis is beautiful, and I can read it wherever I am, and I can just hold it, and I'm not uncomfortable. A book like that, like this freaking huge tome, you can't read that when you're laying down. You can't read that in any situation and be comfortable. So there you go. No spoilers on Watchmen. Don't worry. But no, anyway, Daniel Green is a booktuber guy, and he was going off on there were things that he really liked about reading on Kindle, but he was just going on and on about, I love my books. I love my physical books. Does anybody else feel that way? I love my Kindle. And I read so much more than I would, because like most of the books that I'm reading are these, right? These big, they're not huge, but they're hardcovers, and those aren't exactly easy to read and keep pristine. So I like being able to read and not worry about, I'm not going to mess anything up. I don't know. Am I weird? I'm probably weird. I don't know. There's probably like, what's a book? I remember my nieces and nephew came over, right? It was the first time they'd come over to the house. And they go, "What's that?" I said, "That's my Kindle." What is that? What does that do? And I said, "I read books on it." And they go, "That's it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's all you do on it." And they're like, "Oh, like what's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Get the hell out of here." Anyway, speaking of books, I recently returned to the fantasy genre for the first time since the start of 2023. Currently about 4 chapters deep into The Black Tongue Thief. What is The Black Tongue Thief? I want to know what that is. The Black Tongue Thief. It's set in a world of goblin wars, stag-sized battle ravens, and assassins who kill with deadly tattoos. Christopher Buehlman's The Black Tongue Thief begins a dazzling Robin Hobb fantasy adventure unlike fantasy fiction, horror fiction, high fantasy comedy. Okay. Interesting. So you're liking it, huh? You're digging that? Despite the obvious other films it borrowed from, what it reminded me of most was David Lynch's Dune, which tried to cram a massive novel into a sub 3-hour film by including absolutely massive exposition dumps and being able to hear everyone's internal dialogue. I've seen the original Dune, David Lynch's Dune, twice. I own it in 4K. I bought the Big Bad Crazy Arrow special edition of it because the thing is, even though it's not a movie that I enjoyed, I had to watch it multiple times because I kept falling asleep. I'm interested in the making of it. And I think David Lynch is an amazing filmmaker. So I wanted to see all the behind the scenes stuff. I want to see all that. And so I got the Big Bad Crazy special edition. It's on the list and I'm making my way slowly. We're going to get to a movie that I recently watched that, well, you'll see. It's kind of interesting, what I figured out. But anyway, yeah. Well, we got laughing and we got hearts. We got all kinds of things popping up over there. Look at all that. Yeah, put the band hammer down, Ricky, damn it. If you ask me, I prefer an edgelord director than one that forces immature, awful jokes that interrupts a serious scene every 10 minutes. I cannot stand forced humor. I want natural storytelling. Yeah. The fire from the ship spits out fire. Yeah. So bad. It's cringe. It's not cool. It's not sexy. It's cringe. That's what that was. I don't know. Recently saw the 2009 Friday the 13th. It was decent, but Friday the 13th have never really stuck out to me as good movies, nor scary. I haven't seen it. In fact, I watched the first one, and the first Friday the 13th, and it was like, yes, I understand. I understand why people are into this. I watched about 45 minutes of the second one and said, nope, these are not for me. And I haven't watched another one since. I don't like that horrible, like, these are awful people, and I hate all of them, and I want all of them to die. So I kind of feel like, I'm sorry. Just not my thing. Was that scene necessary? No, it wasn't. Was it awesome for a nude Silk Spectre? Yes. Hey, I'm not saying that, I can't remember the actress's name. Yes, I get what you're saying. But when I'm sitting there going, the sexiness is over, and now I feel bad for everybody involved. That's just me, I guess. The Ultimate Cut was good because they add in stories from a comic book that totally kills the flow of the movie. Okay, Wraith. Yeah, I like the director's cut pretty well. The ship scene in Watchmen was only for nudity, right? Was that scene in the graphic novel? Yes, but it plays different in a novel, in a comic. I mean, seriously, it wasn't like, what is the there's a purpose to that scene. There is a purpose. It was kind of lost because of the length of the scene. But there is a purpose in what happens in that scene, right? It's basically Night Owl got his groove back. Right? So the whole thing is, and it kind of shows another side of Silk Spectre too, because she was turned on by the violence and carnage that she's into it. There's a point to that scene. Could that scene have been done in a way that got the point across? Yes, absolutely. The problem is, instead of let's tell the story properly, Zack Snyder said, how long is that Hallelujah song? Okay, we'll just make it that long then. You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't tell a story by how long a piece of music is. You cut the image first, and you make that feel right. Then you add music to it. You don't add. It's literally, I know that's probably not what happened, but that's what it felt like to me. It felt like he said, oh, Hallelujah, it's 3.5 minutes, huh? We're just gonna make 3.5 minutes of sex then. It's just what it felt like. But there you go. Pecker Watch. What? I don't even know what you're talking about. The movie was great. Jackie Earle Haley killed it as Rorschach. Right, yeah. A lot of people did. Across the board, I think that movie was cast just about as perfectly as you could cast. But again, the whole idea, when you read the comic, it's so much different, because it's almost like it's absolutely, and this is why I say that Watchmen is good, but not great. And the reason it's not great isn't because he changed the ending. It isn't because of anything, but for one reason, and that is, it's amazing how he can shoot things almost shot for shot from what the comic is and still miss the point. You know what I mean? The point of Watchmen is lost in the movie. You shouldn't think that Rorschach is cool. Yes, he was down for the truth and all that, but he's not a good guy. He's not a hero. You shouldn't think the comedian is cool. You know what I mean? It's the only one that I don't even know if that's true. But Dr. Manhattan was always my favorite. That guy, wow. Just the way, and it's mostly Alan Moore's writing where he just, man, some of the stuff that he says in that comic are like, wow. And it's not just because of Blue Dilly, you know what I mean? It's not because of that. Some people might say, but no, it's because, man, as a character, what a cool character. Like, what a cool idea. A man that loses every shred of humanity. And he experiences time all at the same time. But he goes through the motions. You know what I mean? I love that. I think it's so cool. Let's see. Black Tongue Thief is worth a try for anyone who has Kindle. Download the free sample. Another awesome thing about ebooks. True. And read the first chapter or two. That's what it did, and it hooked me. You're talking about what's her face? What's her name? I feel bad for. And there's a. Let's see. Silk Spectre. Yeah, Laurie. What's actress? Not Carla Gugino. Malin, probably. Malin Ackerman. There it is. It hooked me like the wind. Okay. You'll put it down? Are you talking about Hogwarts? Yeah, put it down, man. Honestly, the only slasher movies I like is the Halloween franchise, even if it's just the same plot rehashed in all of them. I've never really cared for any. I'm just I don't know. They don't have anything that grabs me, you know? When you're thinking, some movies are like, they're not really stories. They're just rides. You know, they're like a ride through a haunted house, or, you know what I mean? There's very little to hang any kind of story on. The story's barely there. And that's part of, and the characters are barely there. So it's really just, hey, these things happened. And I just don't like a lot of them. It's just not my thing. But I'm glad that you like them. See, and that's fine. It's great that everybody likes things. So give me just a second, and yeah, I needed that. You liked Malin Ackerman's, yes, of course. Okay, yeah, of course, Phil. And understandable. It did go on for a bit. Yeah, it's a good point. It's definitely a good point. And it's always good to be honest. Bucho loves that honesty. That's Bucho, everybody. He loves honesty. The point of The Watchmen was to show how tragic and fallible heroes can be. True, and how some of them go insane. It's not just because of Blue Dilly, but Blue Dilly sure does help. For some reason, I don't know why I said that word. It's not because, but you almost kind of have to say it like the old prospector, you know, the old country guy, you know. Hey, I like that Watchman, but that fellow with the blue dilly, I'm not sure all that was necessary. Not sure. I'm not 100% sure that we needed to see that fella's blue dilly for 30 minutes. I don't think we did. Anyway, The Watchmen was criticizing the whole superhero genre, and while the film includes most of the original plot shot for shot, he took a satire and turned it into just an R-rated superhero movie. There you go. I mean, I couldn't have said it better, Seventh. It's perfect. Yeah, put the band hammer down, Ricky. Yes. Son of a... What did Rob get for Christmas? I mean, again, not really a Christmas thing, but I got a new mod, which is cool and purple with a cool green screen. So it's very Joker-ish. And then I got a series mod that is incredibly powerful. I got The Man in the Iron Mask in 4K that came out today. I actually got this today, like just a couple hours ago. So I haven't been able to do that. And then I got this, but it's not really a Christmas present because I bought it for myself. Mad Dreams and Monsters, Phil Tippett. This huge freaking crazy book. And it's I love this. I love it. And it goes into all of his work with, some of the best movies, his work in Empire, his work on Star Wars, his work on Jurassic Park, the original Jurassic Park, his work on Starship Troopers, Howard the Duck. I mean, the guy is amazing. Rachel. Hi, Rachel. How are you? Good to see you. Sorry we were talking about Watchmen and the sexiness of Watchmen. Sorry. But yeah, I would be curious if other people, not just men, not just women, in general, how many people think that sex scene in Watchmen was just way too long and uncomfortable. But there you go. Yeah, Silk Spectre 2 was just kind of, yeah. It's fine. I just didn't, I have to read this because it just needs to be read. I like the character of Silk Spectre 2, but I felt like the actress was just mailing it in. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, everybody. Mailing it in. I still have no idea what was going on in Watchmen. I just saw some images on the screen. Yeah. It's good, though. I mean, like I said, I like it, but, man, it's just... Hey, It was the book that was on sale and that I just bought. I just bought it. And it's awesome. You can tell that it's like a big... Well, it's a coffee table book. But since I don't have a coffee table or coffee, it's weird. But it's good. All I wanted for Christmas was for Rob to do the voice of an old prospector in a stream a couple of days later. Thanks, Santa. Well, I'll tell everybody from here to Sunday. That sex scene was way too long. And I didn't need to see that fella's blue dilly. Just didn't need to see it. I don't even know what the old it's not even an old prospector. I don't even know what that freaking voice is. But you're welcome. You can tell Rob's been working out. No way he could lift the Phil Tippett book without the aid of an engine block hoist otherwise. I mean, I wouldn't say that I've been working out yet. By the way, have I mentioned the energy balls? Does that sound familiar to anyone? Did I bring up the energy balls? Because the energy balls are freaking dangerous, is what they are. Energy balls. No? Yes? What do Texans have for Christmas dinner? Okay. You want to know? So here's what we did. Go over to my in-laws' house. This was Saturday. And we had pigs in a blanket. We had barbecue. You know what? They're called barbecue weenies. Okay, they're the little smokies, right? Barbecue sauce. Queso and chips. Basically just snack food. And I ate and then felt terrible afterward. I felt awful. Okay? Awful afterward. Came home, no big thing. Christmas Eve. a lot of parts of my family weren't going to be able to be in town, so we just decided that, and this is on my side of the family, that we would just go to Mexican Inn and have food. The problem was, don't worry, I'll talk about the energy balls here in a second. Somebody asked about what do Texans have for Christmas dinner. I'm telling you. We went to a Mexican food restaurant and I had an enchilada, a taco, a tostada, some rice and beans, and some queso and chips. And then that was it. And then yesterday, Christmas Day, April and I, we hung out at the house. And we went to a very special place called Waffle House. I had a patty melt, the hash browns scattered, smothered, by the way, scattered on the grill so they get crispy, and then smothered in onions. Awesome. And finished off the meal with a pecan waffle. My wife had a waffle and sausage, breakfast sausage. That was our Christmas dinner. So there you go. But Waffle House, I'm telling you, it's good. Now, I know there's a lot of memes out there. Well, some of them aren't just memes. They're actual videos of people getting in fights at Waffle House. Not my Waffle House. My Waffle House has been cool. Every time I've been in there, it's been awesome. And I say every time like I'm like, oh, I'm always going to Waffle House. I've been to Waffle House like 4 times. But yeah. Did I play Christmas Robotica on Christmas morning? I did not. And the reason I did not is because April saw about a minute and a half of it. And she was like, I don't understand y'all's humor. And just left the room. She also hates the Santa Pez thing. So. Yeah. But I do love the Santa. And all I had to do was I went to my niece and I said, hey, she goes, what? And I said, he's going to find out. And she started laughing and then she started playing it because I basically tainted my nieces and nephews by playing Santa Pez a lot when they were younger and they fell in love with it. And it's mostly because of the reaction that it had on every other adult other than me. And it was funny. And yes, the whole point of Night Owl and Rorschach was Alan Moore saying, when you split Batman into his core components and take a closer look, I think it's a joke and he should be in a padded room. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, energy balls. I do appreciate Dr. Manhattan's Blue Dilly. I want everyone, this is your homework for the Order 42 show, is I want you to use in everyday conversation with normal folk, I want you to use the words Blue Dilly in a sentence this week. There you go. And it doesn't, I mean, just you got to do it. It's part of the deal. I just like the fact that I just said something out of nowhere and y'all are just talking about Blue Dilly. But normal size, not hung like a horse, given it was Snyder directing, could have happened. Yes. Yes, it could have. Okay, energy balls. So it's something that I found that I'm like, I wanted something to give me energy so that when we go hiking and stuff, I can just eat something quick, low calorie, that will, boost me, right? Give me that boost. So I found this recipe for energy balls. And it's let's see, I think it's like 1.4 ounces. Is that right? No, 1.4 cups. So it's kind of like, almost 1.5 cups of rolled oats, a half a cup of peanut butter, a half a cup of chocolate chips, a third of a cup of honey, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and like a quarter teaspoon of kosher salt. Mix it up with your spoons and your whatevers. Put it in the fridge for 30 minutes. Take it out, scoop them, roll them into balls, energy balls. And I make that amount that I make makes about 15. So it's about 95 calories a piece. And I'm telling you, they were a lifesaver when we went and did this crazy hike. Not this weekend, but the previous weekend. Yeah. Dude, awesome. Awesome. The problem is they're so damn tasty that they're hard not to just eat. So I got to be really careful and not eat, you know, I'm going to have 5 energy balls. Well, that's 500 calories of just like peanut butter and chocolate. They're just dangerous. But I tell you, they really work. And it really, for somebody who doesn't like, I don't like eating in the morning. It messes my stomach up. And yeah, I'm weird because of all the other crap that's going on. But yeah, I don't like eating in the morning. I don't like getting my body working that early, if you know what I mean. Yeah, they were great. They were great. They kept my energy level up, and I felt great during the hike. Because the previous week we went hiking. It was like 2.5 miles, and not conditioned. Okay, 2.5 miles is not that much. Not conditioned, so was pretty damn tired and felt drained. You know how you feel like drained when you like, yeah, I didn't feel good. So, and was like, I need to eat something like now when we were done. With this, I felt like I could have gone another 2.5 miles. So good on the stamina. So there you go. Energy balls. Hashtag Blue Dilly. And a few hours after he ate all that, he had a public health emergency. I mean, no, I felt great, actually. You know what it is? It's, and this is stupid stuff, okay? This is dumb. But this is something that I should have known as a person of, you know, somewhat average to high intelligence. I should know this. If you put too much fuel in your body, then your body has to deal with that, and then you have to go to the bathroom, right? But if you can eat a pretty large meal, but just don't go nuts for your next meal. And it sort of equals out, and things don't get so crazy. So yeah, I didn't have, because I'll tell you this, there have been Christmases and Thanksgivings where it's been not good on my stomach and the other parts. Okay? Don't go into details. But yeah, I've had no problems. And part of it is because well, I'm a little more active, but also I'm not eating as much. If I have a big lunch, I'll have a smaller dinner. Or, you know, go crazy on one day, well then, you know, maybe eat half of what you normally would the next day. And it starts to equal out. And I'm like, man, why haven't I thought about this before? I don't know. Let's see. I agree with Alan Moore. Yes. Kind of. Billy tweeted that monstrosity back on the world. Hate it. You hate it, Phil? Do you actively hate Christmas Robotica? Because I think it's kind of awesome. I think it's kind of awesome. It's one of those where it's almost annoying how catchy it is. But it doesn't make any sense, and that's part of the reason why I like it. But now, Phil, you've heard the Santa Pez song, right? What do you think of that? Do you hate the Santa Pez song? If you did, I couldn't blame you. But I'm just curious. Because that is also, when I break the Joker down into core components to take a closer look, I feel like he's actually a pretty good guy. Just misunderstood. I've had women give me the blue blue dallies once or twice, but never a blue dilly. Always Sunny had energy balls. Energy balls will be the first page in the official Order 42 recipe book. Yeah, along with my turkey sandwich, because I think it needs to be there. Yes. I like balls with energy. Yes, I do. I should try that. I've been taking B12 shots and I still feel blah. The weird thing is it's not like energy. It's energy for doing stuff, you know, like, like for example, I used to drink 5-hour energies every morning. It was part of my routine. I'd get my big old glass of water and I'd have a 5-hour energy. But caffeine or energy without anything to do, you know, it's kind of, it doesn't work. So I don't think this is something that, it's not like drinking a cup of coffee or anything like that. But I don't know. I like it. I like them for that purpose. The problem is that they're so good. They're so addictive. They're so tasty. I mean, think about it. It's oats, so like oatmeal. They're like kind of those no-bake cookies, you know? But it's peanut butter, chocolate chips, honey, salt, a little bit of salt, vanilla extract, and oats. And it's just, they're freaking tasty. I just made some more the other day, and I had 2 of them earlier today, and I'm like, I need to stop eating these. So yeah, I walked in on a ball conversation, didn't I? Energy balls, Blue's Clue. Oh, and Shozama, welcome. Good to see you. Shozama's got some stuff. I know he got some stuff for Christmas. That's right. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just curious about, it's weird how everybody kind of has a different metabolism. People eat things and it affects people different ways. For me, this is like, it's fuel for doing stuff. Like if it's time to work out I haven't really worked out much, but if it's time to go hiking, I'm going to pop one of those energy balls and I'm going to feel good. I'm going to feel fine. I got the fuel that I need, you know? So yeah. The mixture of a Mexican restaurant and Waffle House is a smell I never want to smell. Well, those are separated by about 24 hours. So that actually worked out pretty well. What did I think of your speed cover of Robotica? 7th, have we heard this? I don't know if I've heard this. What is this? Legendary.
Gather round, it's Christmas time. Doing sexual robots in the quantum voice. Gather round, it's Christmas time.
Okay. We don't need to. If I want to clean my house, energy ball situation, I mean, maybe it might get you going. It gets your blood pumping and you're like, let's go. But it's fuel. It's protein. It's like, yeah. You know? Robotica. It's awful and I hate all Billy's music. I would pay him not to sing. Everything else he does I like. I really like it. I mean, I know that it's not all him. But yeah, I still like it. He used Typo Negative as an influence. 42T. Oh, 42 Rob. So yeah, okay. Wait, look, I will always tell Order 42 the truth, even if unpopular, but for the last time and speaking for me, only Billy's music is awful. Enough said. What the hell was that music? Hey, TL, if you're curious of what we're talking about, go up where Ricky says legendary, click on that link, and there you go. Enjoy. 3 sexual robots in the quantum void. So hot. Gather around, it's Christmas time. It's so... Yeah. You're going to sit there with a straight face and say that's good? Seriously? Enough said. Hey, it's not that I think it's good. I think it's extremely catchy. It's extremely catchy. Just like my stupid Christmas songs that I came up with a long time ago that I don't remember. But man, I could come up with some catchy stuff. So, yeah. I said that we need to, Billy, I told Billy the other day, I said we need to work together on an, that song is god awful. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. But we need to work together, you know? We need to work together on a new song. And yeah, and then animate it. And I think, we'd have a hit. Finish Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. Been a long time since seen it. Trying to remember the most recent movie with slapstick comedy. Slapstick comedy. There's not a whole lot of slapstick comedies anymore. It's almost a lost art. I think it's funny and awful, but catchy, and that kind of makes it awesome because it's like this is bad, but I like it. I don't know how to explain it, man. I don't know how to explain it. It's Weird Al good. Gentle reminder, you have a literal keyboard about 6 feet away from you. I'm just saying. Oh, I know I do. I actually, the other day, I was thinking, you know what? April's busy. I ought to just come in here and just write a song. But Nad Dads or Bad Dads? Is that the one with what was the one with Bill Burr? Still better than today's rap? Was bad, but is that what Bill Burr's movie, Bad Dads? Yeah, Bill Burr, Old Dads. Yeah, see, I didn't like that. I didn't even get halfway through it before I was like, this is not for me. Top 5 Friday are two amazing okay, Christmas Robotica and Top 5 Friday are two amazingly terrible songs that I love for some dumb reason. Yeah, I'm right there with you. They use Christmas Robotica in Guantanamo Bay. Maybe. But Shozama, did you see this? I got this today. This came out today. Man in the Iron Mask, Shout Select, 4K. That's right, baby. Excited. But we should work together, though. We should work together and try to write something that's... Because to me, what I've always wanted to write, and this might sound weird, but a song that's super, super catchy, like with a hook. That hook. You got to have that hook, right? But it's so offensive that it's like you can't help but listen to it, but then you feel kind of dirty for listening to it. That's kind of what I want to do. And that's what I've had a song brewing in my head. I don't want to even want to say it because I know the title. I know the title of the song. I would need to craft the verses, but I have the chorus. But it's, you know what I mean? A Paw Paw song? Oh, not that offensive. Not offensive in the, questionable grandpa kind of way. No, this is just offensive in a, like, okay, regular adult people should not be listening to this song and jamming to it. But I want it to sound, it's like I have the thing in my head, but it's so bad. It's so bad. And it makes me like, I can see like the video. It's almost in a, I don't know. It's bad. Rammstein inspiration, I'm telling you. No, it's not Rammstein. It's more the song that I have in mind is a sexy R&B song. But here's the thing. It won't let me paste the whole link. I'll DM it to you. Okay. I just got it. Yeah, the problem with it is that some people might actually take it seriously, and that scares me. So, can't be as bad as Christmas Robotica. Is the song you were thinking Pokemon Go song by Misha? No. Although, the Pom 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 song, I can't play it because they'll immediately strike my channel. But you know what I'm talking about? Pom Pom. I love that song. Like, I love it. I no crap, love that song. So, I mean, it's been a while since I've listened to it, but I watched A Walk in the Woods. Robert Redford and Nick Nolte came out a few years ago. Pretty good. Okay. That's good. That's a good one. I mean, I don't think I've seen it, but do we need 7th? Are we playing this? Should we play this on stream? I don't know. But meanwhile, I want to, okay. I'm a nerd, right? And I have this weird photo thing. Let me change over to this. Yes. Wow, that's weird how the chat is like really like pages and pages ago. It's not current. Anyway, I have a weird photo. I like remember things. Okay? So I want to show you a scene of a movie that I watched the other day from The Game, right? David Fincher, Michael Douglas, Sean Penn. Remember this movie? 1997 is when this movie came out. I haven't seen it since then and bought this a couple of years or a year ago or something like that. And I just wanted to see it again. So I watched it. And first off, look at this. Look at this scene at the beginning. So this is a young Michael Douglas with his father, and it's kind of setting the scene. This is like the first couple of minutes in the movie, right? Right? Who is the dad? Who is the dad? Does anyone know who the dad is? That is Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario. Okay? That has nothing to do with the point of it. I just thought that was interesting that Charles Martinet was in the David Fincher movie. Isn't that interesting? Interesting? No? Okay. So, if you've seen The Game, there is a scene toward the end, which I'm going to show. There's no dialogue, and I've actually slowed down some footage, so I hopefully don't get claimed. But there's a post that on Twitter. It's kind of interesting, right? But here's the other thing. I'm watching the movie, and there's a scene where Michael Douglas walks into a diner and basically asks for help, asks for a ride back to San Francisco. So here's the scene. It's at Johnny's coffee shop or whatever. He walks in and yeah. Okay. Now I'm watching this scene and I go, no BS. I'm sitting there going, do I know this? I know this place. I know this place. And my brain is telling me it's this scene. It's this scene. Anybody remember this scene? Now, like I said, I don't know. But I'm watching this scene and I'm like, this is it. Is this the same place? Right? We all know this scene, right? If you've seen Heat, you know this scene. And I'm showing you, I've cut out some things and not moved things around, but I love this scene. I love, I love Tom Sizemore there, that look. I just love it. Anyway. And I'm like, holy crap, is that the same place? Look at the bricks on the wall. Look at the bricks on the wall. It's the exact same location. Like how did I know that? It's also kind of interesting to see how differently they color graded it. The game is very much more of a natural look. But yeah. There you go. Isn't that crazy? Like, I had no idea. And I looked it up on Twitter. On the internet. I'm like, the game, Heat, diner, scene, whatever, right? It doesn't come up. But then I will go onto IMDb and I go to shooting locations, find Johnny's Coffee Shop, which is now a Big Boy or something like that. Click it, and of course, Heat. Filmed 2 years prior, filmed in the same location. How cool is that? How cool is that? And how crazy is that? A 45-minute cut of Heat. Not Gary. I think I know what you're doing there. But isn't that interesting? It's weird. It's weird. So yeah, these two movies have a scene shot in the same location. I just thought that was cool. And it's one of those things where I had no idea. I hadn't seen the game since 97. I just thought that was kind of cool that I cannot believe that I recognized the location. I just thought it was weird and I wanted to share. So there you go. I watched the game. It was literally last night when I watched it. It was not figuratively last night. It was literally last night. Yeah. Fincher's second movie, his third, I believe. Alien 3, 7, The Game. And then Fight Club followed in 99, which a lot of people say Fight Club is his best, right? I think a lot of people, well, I don't know. Do people like 7 more or Fight Club more? I know I prefer 7 more, but I know of a Fincher movie that's better than all of those. And that's Zodiac. To me, Zodiac is for sure Fincher's best movie. Like, no question. But that's just me. That's just me. Let's see. I wanted to show you a couple of things. And again, man, if you guys... Seventh, did you ever say, should we play this? Oh, wait. Did you say yes? No, wait. Okay. You have to record it now? No, I don't know about that song. I also watched Bullet Train for the first time with Brad Pitt. That was a good one, too. I like Bullet Train, but I also don't get the crazy hype about it. You know what I mean? It was a weird one. Like, I like it, but it's not that good. Might piss people off even worse than the original, as I was trying to mimic Billy's awfulness, but in the punk genre. You know what? Let's play it. Let's just play it. Right? Should we play it? Yeah, and yeah, Shozama, for sure. It was filmed in LA. Sure, similar locations come up. Yeah, but again, I didn't think about that, like, at all. I didn't know that. I didn't even think about that kind of stuff. I'm watching the movie, just enjoying the movie, and suddenly I recognize the location. That's crazy. I just think that's crazy. I like Final Fantasy VII as well. Some people don't like the ending. What? Recognizing film locations like that is a superpower. At this point, I'm not sure how you could use it to save the world, but I'm working on it. Hey, maybe. Maybe. But here, let's listen to this real quick. This is Seventh and his cover of Christmas Robotica. Punk cover. Rivera, what's going on?
Confined by the curse of ancient tales, we explore the universe, but not ourselves. So when would we go on Christmas Eve? void is now open, I do believe. Vortex, it is time to enter the void. Sexual body, I have no feelings inside my head. Input overload, or should we dead? Three sexual robots in the quantum void.
What can I get for you?
Three sexual robots in the quantum void.
Will you be there for me?
Gather around, it's Christmas time. Three sexual robots in the quantum void.
What can I get for you?
Three sexual robots in the quantum void.
Will you be there for me?
Gather around, it's Christmas time.
There's no turning back.
Okay, that's probably good enough, right? That's probably good enough. But here is the link. I should be able to click that or post this, right? There you go. If you want to hear Seventh's punk cover of Christmas Robotica, there you go. Dude, that's just good is what that is. That's like actually good. There's no reason why that's just good. Oh crap, I lost my link. Oh, here we go. Bam. This is decent. Like the riff. I know. I like that. Okay, wait a minute. I went to the restaurant Heat and sat in the location where the cameras were at when Pacino and De Niro had coffee called Kate Mantilini. Yeah, didn't it close and then it's reopened to something else? But yes, I always wanted to go there. I just think that I love that scene. It's such a good scene. Heat is awesome. I love Heat. Heat. The movie Heat. Heat. It's good. Gather round, it's Christmas time. I kind of miss the so hot. I kind of miss that. But anyway. No, okay, so here's a couple of things I just wanted to show you and make sure that you guys were aware of some of this stuff. TL, welcome back. I didn't know you were gone. Did you say you were leaving? Because I didn't see it. So there you go. Santa didn't bring me a skateboard. Well, how dare he? How dare he? But I wanted to show you these things because I thought it was interesting. Okay, first, Walmart has a new deal where they're including the 4K, the Blu-ray, the DVD, and the digital code all in one box. So here's Escape from LA and Interstellar, The Hunt for Red October, and The Untouchables. This is interesting. No? But here's the thing. But why though? Like why? Like here, I'm going to click on the link that goes to Escape from LA. 1978. I mean, really, if you think about it, that's not bad for the 4K. But like, I no longer need a DVD. I no longer need a DVD. Why would you do that? I wonder if if they save money by just packaging all together. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting and wanted to share because it's interesting. A DVD? You know, a DVD. I don't have any DVDs within reach. I have my Drag Me to Hell and Grindhouse 4K or not 4K. Those are both Blu-rays. Yeah, this is the regular Blu-ray and then here's the all together extended versions. But yeah, there you go. It's Escape from LA though. Well, right. Is it just those 4 films? If so, I want to resell those 4 old movies. Wait, if so, through one, I'm not sure what you mean. I'm just trying to, my whole thing is, if I'm buying a 4K, I don't want it in a DVD size case. You know? I don't need, okay, wait. It's a bad example, but DVD, Blu-ray. They're different size Amarais. The same discs, the same size discs, of course. But I mean, even out of the slipcase, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right to me. So I don't know. I don't understand why they would do that. Unless they must just save money on packaging or something. I don't know. The original lacks a traditional song structure, so I had to rework a lot of it to make any sort of actual sense musically, so the So Hots got dropped as a result. I understand. But I miss them. And yeah, apparently it is just those 4 movies. And I don't know if they're just, I don't know, I just think it's interesting. I mean, what does it say? This is, Paramount thought that these ultimate versions of a combo pack were a good idea for some 4K exclusives at Walmart. These include a 4K UHD Blu-ray, a Blu-ray disc, a DVD disc, a digital code. I could see this maybe working for Disney on family films, but not for major studios with adult films. I kind of agree with that. I could see that working, yeah, for like, you know, The Brave Little Toaster, but the kids won't care about. It just doesn't make sense. And I just found it interesting and weird. DVDs sell more than Blu-ray and 4K, so it makes it more attractive to physical buyers. Right. But the way that I look at it is, if you're buying 4K discs, unless they're trying to say that, okay, these people that are buying DVDs, if you buy this edition, you never need, well, maybe never, not never, but you don't need to buy a separate 4K. You're basically set for the future. But it still feels really strange to me, because I feel like Blu-ray and 4K makes sense. DVD to 4K doesn't make sense, because it's such an extreme leap. Come on in, it's time to party with Rob and Friends. Rob and Friends. Bonobo Juice. Welcome, sir. Good to see you. Listen to improve Billy's vocal. I could fart into the microphone and it would be an improvement. Oh, come on. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Now, I mean, granted, the top 5 Friday is a little... It feels being a hater. But this news broke today. And again, there hasn't been a whole lot of news around the holidays. Of course, that's not going to be it's not going to be a thing. Nobody's going to release major news. But new ad-free option. So basically, Prime Video is now going to have ads, and if you don't want the ads, you're going to pay an extra $2.99 a month. So, yeah. What does everybody think about that? Another price hike. I want to buy a portable Sony DVD player. Having to pay for ad-free. Now, look, it makes sense. But the thing is, hasn't Amazon Prime gone up like 2 or 3 years in a row? At what point do people stop and they just go, nope, done. I'm done. They have the balls to mention Lord of the Rings. Well, I mean, the Rings of Power. Which, look, everybody's got their thing. I get it. You know, I understand if you don't like Rings of Power, but they do have some good stuff. The Boys. Yeah, Reacher's on there. Isn't that where Invincible is on Amazon Prime? But they're making your user experience better, they always say. I'll tell you this, okay? I don't know what you guys use to watch your streaming stuff. I mean, I don't know if you use, you know, like the built-in apps that are on your TV. I don't know if you use like a PlayStation or an Xbox or a Roku or Chromecast. What you use. Everybody's got a different thing. Carbonite, it's about damn time you're here. And yeah, I didn't actually announce it. I actually announced it in the Discord that I wasn't going to stream tonight because of family issues. But we're streaming, so. But welcome Carbonite anyway. It doesn't matter that you're I'm just glad you're here. We're all glad you're here. We're all thinking it's about damn time that Carbonite showed up. Invincible 4 episodes for this season and done. No more episodes. Wait, Invincible's done? Are you saying Invincible's completely done? Phil? Really? Because, you know, we kind of have, I mean, not a huge inside track, but a little bit of an inside track because Yoshi works on Invincible. Which I got to say, every time I've watched, for those seasons. Okay. Right. But they've split it apart, right? So it's like Invincible, the last 4 episodes are on next year, right? So they did like 4 episodes and then 4 episodes, right? Isn't that what they did? Ricky says Christmas Robotica is better than Invincible. Hey. Let's see. As far as I can make out. I watched the first 3 episodes of Reacher, everyone making a big deal about how huge he is meant to be funny, right? Well, I mean, if you look at that guy, I don't remember his name, but that guy versus Tom Cruise, it's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? It's a big difference. I seriously want a freaking energy ball like right now. Oh crap, I keep forgetting. This is something else that that our good buddy Jim, Grindhead Jim, he's not a doctor. Mr. Grindhead Jim made me some bookends. Some 3D bookends. Yeah. Kind of cool. And the other one mirrors it. But again, I don't know what I'm going to do with them just yet. But I thought those were cool. Thank you, Mr. Grindhead Jim. I guess Mr. is not good. But you know what I mean. Grindhead Jim. He's in the Reacher books. He's 6'5" in the book, and he gets called Lurch, the Beast, etc. Yeah, which was kind of weird for Tom Cruise to be that, right? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. A little bit. That's a great job on those bookends. I think they're cool. I just don't know where I'm going to put them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Canceling your free trial of Amazon Prime. I never buy Prime. Just use the trials they give me once a year. Yeah, I got to say, I'm getting to that point now where I'm like, okay, we need to just start canceling stuff. It's getting ridiculous. Like, I haven't watched, I'm trying to think. Oh, well, I did watch Rebel Moon. Has anybody seen, what's the other one? Maestro? Has anybody seen Maestro on Netflix yet? Did anybody go see Ferrari that started yesterday? technically started Thursday, or I'm sorry, Sunday, right? Has anybody seen Ferrari yet? Because it's Michael Mann, it's Adam Driver. That's all you needed to say. I'm in. I want to go see it. I just haven't had the time. Yeah, has anyone seen that yet? Just curious. I don't know. Hold on a second. Adam Driver playing a driver. I love Adam Driver, though. Seriously, Adam Driver is one of my favorite actors to watch right now. Oh, dang, I didn't know Ferrari was out in the US. Are the reviews good? I think so. Okay, well, I can't show you this because Rotten Tomatoes doesn't like ad blockers. It's at 74% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty good. But the thing here, wait. I actually want to I couldn't pull it up because let me do this, and then can I do this? Oh, it won't let me. It won't let me. I was trying to pull up a different browser. But yeah, like Rebel Moon right now is 24% reviews, 64% audience score. Ferrari is 74% reviewers, 73% audience score. Which is, again, one of those weird things is that if it's a movie, if it's a theatrical released movie, in order for you to vote on the audience score, you have to verify that you've seen it using Fandango or AMC or Regal, I think. Those are the only people that can rank or that can rate movies or score movies on Rotten Tomatoes, which I think is interesting. So there's only over 100 verified ratings for Ferrari. There's over 5,000 for Rebel Moon. But yeah, 74%. It's not bad. Color Purple is at 88%. These are the critics. 83% for Wonka. The Boy and the Heron, 96%. Godzilla -1, which I still haven't seen, 98%. That's crazy. Apparently I need to get my ass to the theater to watch freaking Godzilla -1. And Iron Claw. I didn't see Iron Claw on there. I want to see Iron Claw too, but man, again, I was a fan of the Von Erichs back in the day, and knowing their story, it's a bummer, man. And it's very sad. I just don't know if I want to have my heart ripped out right now. You know? I guess I'll be checking in with Jeremy Johns and Chris Stuckman between the end of the Rob stream and the start of the Wraith stream. They haven't, as far as I know, neither one of them have put up a review of Ferrari yet. I've been watching for a review for Ferrari because it's Michael Mann and it's Adam Driver. So, watched the new Silent Night movie last night. Man, that movie was a bummer. A bummer because it wasn't very good, because that's what I heard. I feel like I wasted an hour and a half that I'm never going to get back. Oh, man. That sucks. That sucks because I love John Woo. You know? I do. But he's another one that he's visually he's an amazing filmmaker. But man, some of the stories are not great. You know? I've heard Haunting in Venice. Haunting in Venice is actually on Hulu right now. And that's another one that we just haven't watched yet. And April loves Poirot, right? She watched the original, the show with David. I can't remember his name. You know what I'm talking about, though, right? The guy. Poirot. Anyway, Yeah, she loves that show. So we've watched each one of the Poirot movies. So yeah, go see Godzilla. Just one left. One what? Oh, of the Von Erichs. -1 saw it on Christmas Eve. Amazing. Yeah, I need to see it. Chavo Guerrero trained the actors in the Iron Claw. I don't know. Suchet. Yes. David Suchet. No, not Schwimmer. It's David Suchet. That's it. I don't know who Chavo Guerrero is, though. I don't know. I love Wu and Joel Kinnaman. It's pretty awesome, too, but those two did not deliver on this one. It's such a bummer, man. I know. Joel Kinnaman is one. I mean, dude, I haven't watched any of For All Mankind, the 4th season yet. I love the first 3. If you haven't watched For All Mankind, oh my God, you need to watch that. Okay. This is going to be a little something different. And you know how we do when we do something different. I don't know. So here's the thing. I'm thinking about possibly writing a time travel story. A story about time travel. I don't know if it's going to be a script, like a screenplay. I don't know if this is going to be a novel, short story. I don't know. But I've started thinking about writing a time travel story. But this is one of the things that I've always had a problem with. Let me see. Hold on. There it is. One of my biggest problems with time travel stories is that there's the Back to the Future sort of thing, right? I'm curious about what you guys think about time travel, right? So there's the Back to the Future version where, you go back in time and then it changes things for when you go back to the future, right? And then there's I could see a quantum void being in something like that. Not Gary? I mean, it's okay. So there's that route. And then there's the other versions where basically when you go back in time, that is now a new timeline, which means that anything you affect will only affect this new timeline that you've created by you being there and changing things, which means that you can never see the fruits of your changes in your original timeline. Your original timeline now is off like this, and you're off on this new timeline. Here's the thing that ever since I thought about it, it's like a bug in my brain that I can't get rid of, okay? So with time travel, you say, okay, I'm going back to November 5th, 1955, okay? From whatever time that he left in 1985. But he's not taking into account where the Earth is in that time, okay? So, for example, let's say this Retropalooza coin is the sun. And here's the Earth, Game Dave. Okay? So as you go around the sun, the Earth, right? In November, let's say you're at 11 o'clock, which would be here. I'm trying to do this backwards. But if he leaves in, say, September, other way, he's at 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, which means that if he travels back in time, not only do you have to account for the time period, but you have to account for the point in space where the Earth will be. In which case, if you go back in time to November 5th, 1955, right, 30 times, right, 30 years prior, he's going to be in the middle of space. Gary Laporte, welcome. So basically what I'm trying to say is that not only do you have to account for time period, but you have to account for where the Earth is at that time, because the time of day will be different also, which means that you could end up on the other side of the Earth. But then you also have to account for its place, the Earth's place with respect to the sun. But there's more. It's not just the sun's place. It's not just the Earth's space in time. It's the solar system in time, right? Because we're in a galaxy, and that galaxy is also rotating. So not only is the Earth moving around the sun, but the sun is moving along, the solar system is moving along that arm of the galaxy. And the galaxies are moving, are expanding. So you have to account for that point in space to be on the planet, right? We are constantly in motion. The Earth is in motion, and we're moving at an insane speed around. Just rotation is crazy, but then the space and time around the sun, the solar system in the galaxy, and the galaxy with respect to the rest of the galaxies. So here's the thing: how do you account for a coordinate that could put you in the right space at the right time? The thing that I think a lot of people have tried to come up with is that there's some sort of anchor. Okay. So an anchor to, say, the center of the Earth. And from that, you can say, okay, well, if you start with the center of the Earth, then you can calculate in a 360 by 360 space on the planet to where you can end up. Then you can account for time of day and all that stuff, because the worst thing that you could possibly do is go back in time and you're 1,000 feet in the air and you're dead. Done. Your time travel adventure is over. Or you're embedded in a building or another person or whatever. But here's the thing. How could you do that? How could you, especially if you're going back in time, how could you anchor to something that wouldn't exist in the time period that you're going back to? So it keeps the space-time continuum, sure. But that's the thing, though. There's no way to anchor it, because what you're going back to, there would be no anchor there. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna put this crazy vape device on the planet at this point, and on the thing. Yeah. Okay. Well, it exists in 2023. But it's not going to exist in 1963, which is the time that I'm trying to get to. I just picked a year. I'm not saying that I'm going to go back and try to, affect the Kennedy assassination, 1963, right? November 22nd, right? Dallas, right down the road, about an hour away. Yeah. That's not what I'm trying to do. And besides, Stephen King already did that. But what I'm trying to say is there's no way to anchor it. So scientifically, if I'm trying to make it make sense, and I'm talking about, to me, most people probably don't even think about that the Earth rotates around the sun is in the solar system, and the solar system is moving along the galaxy, and the galaxy, the universe is expanding, so the galaxies are moving away from each other. So there's constant movement. So if you went back in time, you would you would have to account for all those things. So I'm just curious, does anyone else think about that? And does it bother anyone else? Because that bothers me. So it's almost like ruined. Once I figured that out, time travel movies have kind of been ruined for me. It's almost like you just kind of have to accept, oh, well, there's some sort of anchor that puts them on the planet, And like Terminator did a pretty good job of accounting for that by it's actually replacing that point in that sphere that you're traveling in. It actually replaces that in the time that you go back to. Kind of cool. But anyway, it's just interesting, and I don't know. Planet Game Dave. Yeah. So Retropalooza and Planet Game Dave. You'd love time travel movies? Game Chasers go back in time to the 80s to get the old rare NES games to resell them in the future? Yeah, but then they would have to deal with all the YouTube haters, Oh, I knew you guys were just resellers. That always bugged me too. We're moving through the universe a million miles an hour. Yeah. Thought experiments. Yeah. Linked with the Earth's core. Yeah, it's one of those things that if you get bogged down in the how, then you're losing the why, and that's really, to me, or the how. The why is more important than the how when it comes to a story being told like that, right? But then I get a little frustrated with the thought process, and then I go, I'm just not going to do a time travel story, because then I don't have to worry about all that. It's hard enough dealing with just a sci-fi story or an alien story or whatever. So yeah. The time machine takes an AI to calculate the time travel destination, but it becomes self-aware and goes rogue. You know what? That's one thing. Okay, I'll tell you this. I've actually thought about the AI thing as being an interesting place to tell stories. But it's also one of those things where, kind of like that new movie Civil War, where it's like, okay, is that a little too real? Is that a little too scary? That turned people off. And so, yeah, I don't want that. I don't. It's not that I had an idea or anything like that, but I definitely don't know if I want to tackle that, at least not right now. I don't have a story good enough. And not to say that that's not a good story or a good idea, but it's not, I have to have that hook, and that hook has to be in me. And if that hook isn't in me, then I can't see myself writing it. Like the story that the third draft, right, that we're, with Billy and Jay, that story, there's a hook for me. There's something that was so interesting that I'm like, okay, I really want to write this. And it became something bigger than just, oh, it's a video store. There was some interesting things to say, at least to me. But anyway, so this other idea I have that's been brewing for years and years and years is an alien story about aliens basically being among us. The problem is, now we're right around the corner, supposedly, maybe, from possibly having that be a reality. Now, will my story even matter? Will anybody care about this fake story versus the real story that may be coming? I don't know. So I don't know. But I gotta say, the story idea that I have is, and that's been in my head for years. I love it so much, but it's so big that it's daunting. It's hard to find the will to want to tell that story because it's so big. But it's like I need a team of writers. You know what I mean? But man, it's such a cool idea. I love it so much. And I just think it's freaking awesome. But man, I don't know. So anyway, again, me thinking about different stories that I want to tell or that I might want to tell, whether it be a screenplay, whether it be a story or whatever. Yeah, it would be interesting to, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what story I want to tell next. But anyway, there you go. So yeah, the time travel thing. Do you take, with a time travel story, is it necessary? I mean, of course it's not necessary to include the point in the universe where the Earth would be at that time that you're going to. But man, it really, like, now that I know it, it's hard for me to not. But I'm sure, like when somebody makes a movie about, I don't know, Navy SEALs, right? I'm sure Navy SEALs are like, well, they got that wrong and they got that wrong. You know what I mean? It's like, it's probably the same sort of thing, even though I'm not a scientist. But knowing that the point in space is just as important as the time that you're going to, is knowing what point in space you'd be at. I don't know. Like, it probably doesn't even matter, and I'm making a big deal out of it, but I just wanted to bring it up because I thought it was interesting. So there you go. Let's see. What's the tone of your story you are writing? Serious comedy. The anchor point would be the device or machine you're using. You would use coordinates of somewhere that existed in the time period. Well, right. Right, but how would you calculate that if, you know what I'm saying? If the Earth is moved that much? I don't know. If you travel at the speed of light and arrive, follow Terminator logic. Maybe. I time travel every night, approximately 6 to 8 hours. Sometimes the snow comes down in June, sometimes the sun goes around the moon. I mean, those are some wise words, Bonobo Juice. You'd have to implement some sort of teleportation into the mix to fix that problem. Simple. Wait a minute. Aside from those which lean on relativity, time dilation type malarkey, time travel stories have always mostly been fantasy pretending to be sci-fi. Looks like we are taking steps back in disclosure, so you won't have anything to worry about. I mean, possibly. I mean, I hope not. I mean, the whole thing is that there's still supposedly a plan for January, for some disclosure in January. But who knows? I mean, I know I don't. Re-embrace your inner Sagan and you'll be fine. Speaking of fantasy, I wouldn't worry too much about this alien disclosure malarkey somehow denting your own Aliens Among Us story. If it hasn't come out in the last 90 years, the odds of it coming out in the next while aren't so high, anyone should change their life decisions based on it. True. But the fact remains, it's like my version of an epic story, like Dark Tower or, whatever. I'm not saying that it's anywhere close to as good or anything like that, or it could be as popular. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that it's that big of a story, that it needs a lot to tell the story. But man, if I could pull it off, it could be amazing. Writers, you say, Wraith? What I'm trying to say is, what would be more interesting to me is if I could sell it to, say, Netflix and then work in the writer's room. You know what I mean? And who knows? That could happen. I'm not saying that might happen or is going to happen or anything like that, but that's definitely something that could happen. We'll see. Who created time travel in the Terminator movies? Was it Skynet? I think so. If your character has invented time travel, Rob, they can calculate it. I know. And that's a lot of what you're saying is exactly what I'm thinking too. Is the idea that you could just, it doesn't matter, that's not something, in order to tell us a good story, it doesn't have to be 100% airtight, scientifically accurate. But it bothers me. And I know if it bothers me, then it must bother other people. And that's why I was curious what you guys thought. And apparently a lot of you have thought the same thing, that not only do you have to account for the time period, where you are on the planet, the time of day, but you also have to account for the time and space, or the point in space where the Earth would be, which would be difficult. Seems like it would be difficult to calculate unless you had some sort of way to anchor to the center of the Milky Way and say, okay, well, I don't even know, and years don't even matter to the galaxy. So what unit of time could be universal? It wouldn't be a day. It wouldn't be 24 hours because this stupid planet here in the solar system, our day is 24 hours. Doesn't mean the whole universe would use 24 hours or a 7-day week or a 365-day year. What are all of those but just a segment of time that we have decided happens? So how would the universe, or if there was a federation, what would their galactic time scale be? I don't know. That's the kind of stuff I think about, and then I get bogged down in that thought instead of, hey, why don't you just craft a good story that people like? I don't know. I meant simple sarcastically, not like I fixed the problem. Oh no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. And Leon. How you doing there, Leon? Good to see you, man. There's a couple of decent time travel stories on the Y-Files channel if you need inspiration. Oh, I've watched them. Over the last few weeks, I've watched every single topical video on the Y-Files. I love that channel, and I hope all the best for them, because that whole thing is awesome. That channel is the best. Skynet invented it. I've always thought this. Doesn't bother me in Back to the Future movies or the Time Machine movies. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not the point of the movie is to be scientifically accurate. It's to tell a good story. And that's, at the end of the day, that's what I should be focused on. But instead, I get bogged down in stuff like that. Like I can't see the forest for the trees kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's a weird thing. Hold on a second. Skynet was losing the war and got desperate, so came up with chrono displacement or time jump to erase John Connor. Yeah, exactly. Right. Arnold, right? By the way, that was my Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. Get down! Yeah. Albert Einstein said space and time are the two sides of the same coin, so moving through time would also move you through space. Hi, Billy. How's it going? But he also said that time travel backwards isn't possible. Right? Didn't he say that? I'm not sure. Y-Files is awesome, and Hecklefish is my new god. Dude, I so want a Hecklefish to put up here. I need a Hecklefish. I think I need to get one. I think I need to get a Hecklefish. And yeah, Shozama, of course, work on the story first, then place in gadget/device. I get it. And and that's what it is that so many different stories, period. Mysteries, suspense movies, they have their what do you call it? Their MacGuffin, you know? It could literally be just a thing, a story, a device that gets you from this point in the plot to this point in the plot. But I don't know. All I'm trying to say is I was thinking, hey, it'd be cool to do a time travel story. But then I started thinking about this, and then I thought, you know what? I want to ask the guys. I want to ask the Order 42 people. I want to ask them, do they think about that when they're thinking about time travel? So I haven't even come up with a germ of an idea yet. But yeah, Skynet created its own downfall by inventing time travel. Yeah. Didn't Indy 5 have something about time travel not accounting for continental drift, which was interesting? Yeah, actually. It's that one thing where it's like, it's not all, you didn't go all the way. Because going back that far in time, not only would the solar system, or would the Earth be in a different spot, you know, whatever. But man, you should be like maybe hundreds of thousands of miles away because of the galaxy shift and the solar system but again, most people don't think that way, so why go that far anyway? But yes, Leon. I mean, look, Indy 5 is not the best movie, but it's definitely not bad. I actually enjoyed a lot of it, but oh, you got to either love it or hate it, and that's the internet. Blah, blah, blah. Shows how deadly and brilliant Skynet was, and it was humans who switched on, created Skynet. Exactly. Damn work, I've missed most of the show. Well, Ted, it's okay. Like a rip in the sky. I like parts of that movie. Some of it's kind of dumb. Like I don't even know why that kid had to be there, but hey. Scientists say time travel is possible, but you can't go back further than when the machine was built, so it'd move you through space as well. Okay. Terminator time travel is a paradox. They only invert time travel by studying the technology from the T-800 that had been sent back already. Right. And it's almost in the Back to the Future style of thinking that whatever you changes that. There's only one basic timeline, you know, going from, you know, here's 2000, what is it? 1997 is when, well, I don't remember what year they went back, but 97 is where the war started, right? Or the thermonuclear war, right? And then they go back to 1984. But in theory, once they go back, if the whole multiverse thing is actually proven to be right, then once they go back in time and start changing things, that's on a different timeline altogether, in which case the machines that sent back that machine, the T-800, would never see the fruit of their effort because it's a different timeline. And now those things go in a different way. Man, who knows? But it's weird. It's like I like movies that are like that are on one timeline, and then I like the ones where, or I like the idea of going to a different timeline and then never being able to get back. I find that incredibly interesting. Terminator time travel is a paradox. Oh yeah, I already said that. Adventures in Game Chasing was the NES they were looking for on MacGuffin. I would say yeah. It's basically the one. It's an object. What is the here's what we should do. What is the definition? I can't type of a MacGuffin. Okay. What's it mean then? Oh, an object, event, or character in a film or story that serves to set and keep the plot in motion despite usually lacking intrinsic importance. Well, then I guess it wouldn't be a MacGuffin in that if it's like that, because it does have importance and it does have intrinsic value outside of the plot. It's just like the whole idea of a MacGuffin is the case in Pulp Fiction. Everybody, it literally doesn't matter what's in the case, but it's the thing that everybody is on the search for. But you're going back in time when the planet was in that position. Is that why time travel in Bill and Ted had a series of moving tubes in order to traverse time and space? I'm not sure. They explained about continental drift, and Archimedes wouldn't have known about it, so it wouldn't take them to the right point in time because of the drift, but then they completely make that statement irrelevant as the ending for Indy 5 happens. No spoilers. True. With the Terminator time travel, I like the view they only delay Judgment Day. They don't stop it. Judgment Day is inevitable. You mean like Agent Smith? What if they just time travel in a spaceship? And yes, not Gary, that was one of the things that I was thinking, was that maybe they go, oh crap, where are we? You know? And maybe that would be an interesting thing. You know, that could be an interesting story. You're basically marooned in a spaceship because they didn't calculate the movement of the planets or the movement of the galaxies. Could be interesting. I don't know. Say what you will about Dark Fate. I love the design of the Rev 9. Dude, I think Dark Fate was actually not a bad movie. Of course, I'm also the guy that said, wow, this Genesis really isn't that bad. It's dumb, but I had a good time. You got to go. Goodbye. TL. Have a good one. You're probably already gone, but sorry. Sorry that you had to leave so quickly and abruptly. It's a thing. A Watsit something that moves the plot moving forward. True, but I don't think the NES would be defined as a MacGuffin because it does have value and value that everyone knows its value. You know what I mean? Kylo Ren used a MacGuffin to enter that Sith planet. Yeah, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Like, people try to say the Death Star plans are MacGuffin in Star Wars, but not technically. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. If you define it by an object that drives the plot forward, then yes. But Hitchcock didn't use it that way. But what sets Billy and Jay on the road? Classic MacGuffin. I mean, right. But, and maybe that's it. Is that just because it has value, I don't know. If that's the case, the Ark is a MacGuffin in Indiana Jones. Right. I don't know. I don't know, man. But I did want to mention something. Bucho asked in the topics to cover, which I think is actually an interesting question. What are your favorite comedy films and TV shows? My favorite comedies are usually goofy ass comedies. Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber. Most recent comedies I don't like. Like, I don't like the 40-year-old virgin. Isn't that what it's called? Is like a movie that I like, but I think it's way too long, and I don't think it has staying power like Dumb and Dumber and Ace Ventura does. Just because it's I don't know. But then, you look at some of the raunchy comedies and stuff like that. I don't know. I just don't like a lot of comedies. TV shows is difficult because I don't think, other than something like Blackadder, Faulty Towers. Since I was little, I didn't like sitcoms. I just don't like them. It's just not my kind of thing. Shaun of the Dead, that kind of humor is funny to me. But usually I like smart, witty humor. Like Dumb and Dumber is there's such idiots in Dumb and Dumber, but it's written really smart. Like, it's very smartly written. You know what I mean? What about sitcoms about hats? I do like some of those, for sure. Grandma's Boy is underrated. Yeah. Grandma's Boy, I watched it and it was kind of like, Billy Madison, sure. I mean, it's okay. I like Happy Gilmore more, but I don't feel like that's exactly a. It's not what I think about when I think about comedies. I think about Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura, that kind of stuff. That's just always been the case. If you look at if you guys have watched my shorts, you can see there's not a whole lot of comedies. Because Top Secret, but that's a spoof, you know. But it's just yeah. Have I seen the American pilots of Red Dwarf, The Inbetweeners, The IT Crowd? No, I have not. The cringe is real. Now, see, I enjoyed watching those. Oh yeah, I love. Yeah, I do love The Office. I do love The Office. But it's just rare. It's rare for me to for comedies. It's just rare. Oh yeah. Yeah. Anchorman. There you go. But it's like a lot of it is I like the goofy stuff. Did I break it? What happened? What happened? The Office is probably the most recent. Yeah. Grandma's Boy is one of my all-time favorites. No one ever gets it, but I love it. Yeah, Grandma's Boy just, I don't know. It just didn't connect with me. The Thick of It and Veep are right up your alley. And 30 Rock. Yeah, some of those, 30 Rock I've tried. It was kind of like, eh. Community, eh. What was the other one? Parks and Rec. Parts of that were really funny. And then parts of it are like, eh. And it's like, oh yeah, just skip to the whatever season. I'm like, well, okay, I guess I could do that. Because I watched most of the first season and was kind of like, I'm not finding this funny. It's just not that funny to me. But, wow. With the main guy from Community as Roy. The Office USA is better than the original UK one. UK one. I kind of agree with that, even though I really like Ricky Gervais. Ricky Gervais is one of those comedians that, you know, I've said it before, I'll say it again. To me, comedy, it should be uncomfortable. And Ricky Gervais makes people uncomfortable. And a lot of times that's really funny. So, Parks and Rec is one of the best shows of all time. I couldn't get into it. Like Mike Judge, because when it's so stupid and silly, it takes smart people to write that. Yeah. But even some of that, I just can't get into. Always Sunny. You know what? I'll tell you what. Always Sunny is funny. Is really funny. But I've never sat down and watched it. I've seen clips. But yeah. Let me see. Let's see. Curious to hear you dig deeper on the idea that something has to be pushing at boundaries in order to be properly funny, especially since a recent Order 42 short featured you expressing your love for Will Ferrell, who's just a lovable, non-edgy silly goose and far from being a boundary pusher. Yeah, but it's not your typical. There's something about him, Steve Carell, when Steve Carell was doing like comedy and stuff. I don't know. I like it. One show I know you really dug was The U.S. Office, a show nobody has ever accused of being remotely transgressive. While Switched On definitely earned an R rating, the biggest laughs from that show for me were almost always from lovable, non-edgy, silly goose things like riffs on job interviews, riffs on Star Wars and other pop culture malarkey, ludicrous food combinations, etc. And the funniest comedic dance scene I've ever beheld was you at the end of The Manager, and that was wholesome AF, and I think I speak for all of humanity when I say that work of art really needs to be shown again on Order 42. Interesting.
Got the note, where is she? Got the note, where is she, man? Somewhere very close. Who do you think you are now, man? You think you got this badger the shit? Okay. Here's the deal. We're gonna get into it. If you win, then she's free to go. If I win, then I kill her. You're fucking crazy, man. All right, motherfucker, let's go. I get to kill her now, motherfucker. Come on, man! You know how long it took me to save her? Come on! Oh, man! Oh, man! Dude!
Now I want you. I killed her.
No, you bastard! I'm the manager.
I have no words. Oh, so bad. The girl is the MacGuffin in this. You were absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It's so bad. It makes me, dude, it makes me tear up with embarrassment every time I see it. It's so bad. I say, wait, okay, let's go back for a second. Because, you know, we're talking about the comedies. Tried watching the new Night Court, wasn't as good. Loved the old show. I didn't even know there was. I mean, I think we talked about the fact that there was a new Night Court, but I didn't see it. We tried Avenue 5 from Armando Iannucci, who's one of the sharpest comedy writers of the last bunch of decades. Features Hugh Laurie and is set on a spaceship. No. Arrested Development, Modern Family. Modern Family is pretty dang good. I have seen plenty of those. Those are pretty damn funny. The League About Fantasy Football, great show. Want a Pocket Dog. Order 22. Yeah, dude. Let's see, how old was I? I had to be like 21, 22 years old. So bad. It's so bad. Smoking that cig like an a-hole, I dig it. I wonder if that'll get claimed or not. What do you call it? Well, I mean, of course, Charles Martinet was smoking earlier, so there's that. But yeah, I wonder if the not suitable for ads because there was smoking in it. And I don't know. I mean, Billy, you know. It is kind of cool. It is kind of cool, I have to say, to be in Billy's first major film and be the antagonist is pretty awesome. So, I mean, you guys want to know what the next movie's like? There it is. It's all there. It's all right there. There's no girl to save, and I don't know. I mean, hopefully we do better than that. I've been near that location. Yeah, that alley is on the... Well, I don't remember. I don't think... Wait a minute. Hold on. Is that picture still in here? No, it's not. I'd have to pull the picture in again. Okay, never mind. Oh, no. No, we don't need to watch it again. No. Genius. Watch out for that copyright claim. I know, right? I mean, Billy's in here. He knows I played it. Yeah, I didn't even know there was a new Night Court. I love the haha, I'm the manager, and the way your hair flips around. Is so bad. Okay, wait, Ted. Oh, you're talking about the Night Court has the blonde girl from Big Bang in it. No joke, though. I like the way you deliver your lines in that confrontation. The ballsy and semi-naturalistic way you let the pauses hang to create tension comedy. Well, I was already a fantastic actor, obviously. I don't know. Probably not. I honestly watched it on mute. I didn't even hear what I said or anything. I mean, I know there's a I'm the manager or whatever I'm doing, whatever voice I'm doing. It's so goofy. I mean, that's basically what it is. It's me tightening my throat. It actually hurts. That actually hurts to do that. For your Oscar consideration. Right. Yeah, exactly. I wonder if that manager had a rough life and stayed in a desolate town. Maybe that was the guy who talked to Billy in front of the Jar Game store in the Game Chasers movie. I mean, it could be. It could be. What if, yeah. Holy crap. Holy crap, Wraith. What if that is the manager? And his voice went higher as he got older. Like, hey, stranger, what are you looking at? Oh, the old game store.
Tempest.
This ties into the universe. Make that lore deep. I mean, possibly. We might have to. That was Jar. It wasn't Blockbuster, it was Jar. I love the fact that the GIF even lives on in the Discord, which is so goofy looking. I wish I could show that. Or wait, maybe I can. Can I show that? Oh, yeah. It just plays forever and ever. No, it's not a Jar store. It's Jar's Games, Ricky. My God. I wonder if I can just... Let's see. Oh, that won't work. Or maybe it will. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if this will work. Oh, well, that's not going to work. I mean, it works, but that's not what I wanted. Wait. What are you talking about, Billy? I want to see the Buster Rustler enhance. See that, man. I'm happy that you guys could feel a little bit of joy. I got that GIF on my phone forever. All right. I mean, where's that 4K conversion, right? And we need HDR on that, you know? Wait, what are you talking about, Billy? What? Okay, wait. What do you... I don't even know what you're talking about. What KFC has free fries with 2-piece? I don't even know what that is. But it's funny. By the way, does anybody have any other Christmas stuff? We're about to call the stream. So if you want to talk about your Christmas loot, do it. I want to... I mean, seeing the manager again made me want to, take a bait. Oh, words to put on the dance gift. Oh. Oh, holy crap. Okay, now I'm getting it. And I'm reading your previous words to put on the dance gift. Okay. Dude, this video is probably still going to be, I just want to show you. Okay? Use Christmas cash to get disc to digital movies. Leon got Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, RoboCop Rogue City. Basically, my Christmas loot there isn't clothes or shoes. Nothing for Christmas. We just do a nice dinner, no gifts. See, that's Carbonite. That's pretty much what we did. But again, I mean, oh, Billy, were you here when I showed off the big freaking book? Oh, God. It's so huge. Did you see this? Mad Dreams and Monsters, the art of Phil Tippett and Tippett Studio. Dude, it's free. It is freaking awesome, man. It is really, really nice, but it's huge. And it's, oh, dude. It's so huge that it won't even fit. It won't even fit in the bookcase. In my bookcase. Oh, you have it. Okay, well then there you go. So you got it too. All right. It's awesome though. It's so awesome. Nothing for Christmas. Oh yeah, no dinner, no gifts. Yeah, and that's pretty much how we did it, at least in my family. Now, I mean, we try to do stuff for the kids and stuff like that, but almost all the kids are grown up now. So, what did y'all have for Christmas dinner, Carbonite Dreams? Yeah. Oh, you have a Sid Mead one coming too? Phil Tippett, the amazing stop motion blur effects guy who then decided to badly direct movies. But Leon, have you seen the new movie? What is it, Mad God or whatever that recent one is? It just sounded so batshit crazy that I wanted to see it. But yeah, so this is my my series mod that I got. Again, it's probably gonna get we can't put ads on this, so screw it. I can only take one hit because it's going to be insane. Because this puts out an incredible amount of vapor. And this is the strawberry cream cake or whatever it was that you guys never voted on. It's kind of awesome. Here you go. Yeah. Take that. It's crazy, dude. Crazy. But it's awesome. Because it's like super powerful. And by the way, okay, I'm just going to do it. Screw it. I was getting ready for I was getting out of the shower, right? And I had my vape there. And I was in the mirror and I'm looking in the mirror and I made this face like that. And then vaped and it looks goofy, okay? So here we go. It looks so stupid and it made me laugh. So hopefully that made you laugh. But look, it's time for us to go. Oh wait. Ham, scalloped potatoes, sweet potatoes, broccoli casserole, Watergate salad, rolls, and pies. That sounds heavenly, Carbonite. Heavenly. I'll tell you though, just do another 17 hours. No. No thanks. I would prefer not to. But look, here's the thing. I'm sorry for saying earlier that we weren't going to stream and then we went ahead and streamed. Things might get crazy. I don't know what's going to happen, but just do 8.5 hours. No. Just like 4 more minutes. Maybe. You're feeling reasonable. Well, Bucho, you're being a little unreasonable with your 5 hours then. Ito Ramos, welcome. Sorry you're here toward the end. Maybe you've been here for a while and you've just been hanging out, which is fine too. I just been thinking about it today with everything going on, that I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys, and I hope that you guys had a good holiday. And I really appreciate each and every one of you just sitting here watching, chilling. It's fun. It's awesome. And I love doing the show, even though we haven't really talked news. The whole point of the show was supposed to be either news or interviews, and I've done neither in months. But yeah. So I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys had a good holiday, and I hope you guys, because next week it'll be the new year. So I hope you guys have a happy and safe new year. And yeah, leftover pizza Christmas morning and sloppy joes at work that night. You know, I'll tell you what, man. Leftover pizza is one of my favorite things. It's just one of my favorite things. Not Gary. Thank you so much. Is this going to work? Streamlabs, Nightbot, can you get with Streamlabs and figure out what the hell's going on over there? Because for some reason, things just don't work with Streamlabs. Now you can't leave. But not Gary. Thank you so much. And I hope everyone had an amazing holiday. And, you know, if you don't celebrate, then I hope you had a good time anyway. You're like, all those crazy. What is this? Get out of here. I'm like refreshing Streamlabs and it will not come up. I want to see one of the other great gifts that Carbonite did. Yeah, I kind of have to stay just so we can see me as Qui-Gon Jinn, because that's awesome. And by the way, don't forget, oops, that's still there. Don't forget that Charles Martinet played Michael Douglas's father in the game. Don't forget. It's kind of interesting. You have to test them before you stream. I don't know why, but that's how it works. I wonder if okay, I don't know who Becca Andrews is, but let's see if this works. Okay, Becca Andrews is there. That works. Oh, and look at that. You're right, Wraith. Because now,
thanks for the stream.
no, thank you. Thank you. Also, don't forget to hydrate. That's right. Don't forget to hydrate, because the hydration bear doesn't like it when you're dehydrated. But there you go. Thank you so much for you guys hanging out. And not Gary, thank you for that amazing tip. I appreciate that. Yeah. So yeah, I've said all the goodbyes already. So you guys have a great one, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye. What happened to my voice just then? Bye.
You're on the manager.